Hi there, YouTube. I am the no-show consumer. I come and consume videos and other shit when people don't show up for their appointments. And so someone didn't show up for an appointment for the first time in 2 weeks, which is actually quite nice. Uh, but also, I've really wanting I've been really wanting to listen to the second song in My Heart Says Go. So, kind of excited to listen to that. It is the song What Does My Heart Say? Um, let's see if I can. Boop. Hey, I'm getting better at it. So, I'm going to listen to it and I want to just preserve my thoughts and impressions and feelings about this piece of work while I listen to it for the first time, because this is what gets me listening to new shit at the moment. So here we go. Actually, wait, I'll pause because um, I learned last time that I can't really trust myself to hear lyrics very well. Part of being neurodivergent, part of my neurodivergence is an auditory processing disorder. Um, so I will get the lyrics for What Does My Heart Say? And I'm just going to have these in the background for the inevitable times when I can't decipher what's being said, regardless of how clearly it's being said. So, starting again.
Follow your heart, they say. Do what you love and you won't work a day. Follow your dream.
Okay, I have feelings about that. It's okay. Um, I'm not sure what his attitude is towards that saying, but the idea of do what you love and you won't work a day, I'm sure it's a reality for some people, and I'm sure it's something that uh, many other people feel, ashamed related to, or the idea of, God, time to go to work. Does that mean that I've lost my way, lost my passion? And sometimes, yeah, for some people, that's really true, and it might put them on a direction which does get them following their heart. But sometimes, and I think this is probably the truth for, hopefully, I don't know, most of us, maybe this is just me and I'm outing myself by saying this, um, but that you can simultaneously love and resent your work, and that doesn't mean that it's the wrong thing for you. Anyway.
Do what you love and you won't work a day. Follow your dreams, they preach. Same old lessons, so easy to teach. But what about those who don't get a choice? Decisions made for us since we were little boys. Spending our lives with a voice inside, thinking maybe I should try. I don't know, I'm unsure what my future's gonna be. But I know this, I can't stand around and let it pass by me.
Okay, so I'm not sure whether this is a direct flow on from Prologue, or, this is showing his journey along from that point onwards, or whether this is kind of earlier on. Um, feel like I would need that context, but it's an interesting look at somebody who has, I'd say, not even just lost the passion for what they were passionate about, but realizing that they weren't passionate about it in the first place, and that he believes, or in reality, didn't have a choice in what his career would be. We know from Prologue that his dad was pushing medicine as a long-term provider. I'm presuming, for himself, for others, perhaps a conservative view of, family and children, or, whatever that might be, but providing for other people apart from himself. And this says a little bit more to me, less that he wasn't given a choice in his career path, but that his development was shaped in a way where he wasn't used to thinking about his own needs and what he wanted, and that he was looking at careers through the lens of what would be most practical, what would be most successful, what would be most highly regarded, what would get the house in the suburb, in the in the yeah it doesn't say to me I didn't get to choose my career path specifically. It says a little bit more to me, I wasn't given the tools I needed to know that I matter when I make that choice and that what I want matters when I make that choice. Anyway,
what my future's gonna be, but I know this, I can't stand around and let it pass by me. I am young, still got time. Should I stay or wait and see? Should I change my life for me?
I think this is a bit of a tragedy with a lot of people working towards the end of their studies, is this sunken cost fallacy. I've put so much into this. I've worked so hard. I've been so driven. I've succeeded so much, and I've really liked that success about myself. I've really felt proud of that success. And does changing my path now mean that that matters less? Or does changing my path now mean that I should have done this prior, or I should have made this choice earlier, and I shouldn't have put that effort and time and pain and energy into something that I wouldn't end up completing? Um, and I guess the fallacy is that you're only coming to this point now of knowing that perhaps that wasn't worth it, and perhaps there is something new to be done or a change of decision to be made, a new path to pursue. You're only coming to that point now after already having put in that time, energy, effort, pain into that thing that you don't end up pursuing. So I guess there's the fallacy of it. You didn't have what you needed back then to make this choice, and Jorge didn't know what he needed to know to choose the arts, writing, music, performance. He didn't know what he needed to know in order to do that from the get-go. And so um, that knowledge can sometimes only come by pursuing something to what ends up being a dead end. Because if you didn't pursue that path, you never would have known that it was a dead end.
What does my heart say? What does my heart say?
I love that return to the piano, and it's the the arpeggio there. It's not lining up with the beat. It's instead of going, it's 4/4 rhythm. Instead of going do 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 or something like that, it's going do 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 do. Wait, let me go back. I didn't get that right. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah. Do 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 do. That didn't get it right anyway. You know what I mean.
Disappointment, we avoid it. All for love in our parents' eyes.
Wait, missed that.
Disappointment, we avoid it. All for love in our parents' eyes.
Offer love? All for love? Disappointment we avoided, all for love in our parents' eyes.
We avoid it, all for love in our parents' eyes. Play along though it feels wrong, and we give it to a life of lies. Fires burn, tables turn, and I come to to learn that maybe it's not for me.
With these changes in beats and these subtle shifts, not between verses in this part, but just between lines. Each line just has a subtle growing and a shift and going from that kind of beat to more like a, it's got this sense of developing, building, changing, um, you know, growth to the point that brings him to sing this song.
Tables turn and I come to learn that maybe it's not for me. I wanna change my life. Maybe I should try. Maybe I should try, but I don't know. I'm unsure what my future's gonna be. But I know this, I can't stand around and let it pass by me. I am young, still got time. Should I stay and wait and see? Or should I change?
I love the drum fills. Does Jorge write those?
Let it pass by me. I am young, still got time. Should I stay and wait and see? Or should I change my life for me?
It's got this momentum to it, just building, 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 and then there's the heartbeat again.
What does my heart?
Although it sounds less like a person on the table, with the heart rate being monitored, it sounds less like that, and it sounds more like an early 20-something-year-old having a panic attack. The tension is just,
What does my heart say?
it's a big question. Like, it's a big question to ask yourself when you're not used to asking yourself that question. And I think a lot of us aren't used to asking ourselves that question. We ask ourselves the question, what should I do? Or what's right? Or what is, what is safer? What is most practical? What will upset the least number of people? This is a really scary question to ask yourself.
What does my heart say?
It sounds like his heart's saying that he's terrified.
Fear is what holds us down, leaving the safe and sound. We fear it all.
My God. So something that as this is a record for me, something that I know about myself, but if anybody does stumble across this video, I'll explain it for you too, is I grew up in a cult, and it wasn't a cult in the loose sense of the word. In a lot of ways, it was, there was a lot of dominating control. There was a lot of shame weaponized against its members to compel them to make the choice that was most beneficial for the cult as a whole. And so I only left this cult 5 years ago, and one of it had been a long build up over a long time, and it feels kind of quite similar to this sense of like, this is what I've always been taught. Here's this thing that I've always been taught. Like, can I fathom going against that because my heart is like finally just shouting at me for doing this thing? And I was playing, of all things, I was playing Final Fantasy VII Remake in 2020 when it came out. And there's a line that Aerith says at the end, where she says, "This is Destiny's Crossroads," and Cloud says to her, "What do we find on the other side?" And she says, "Freedom, boundless, terrifying freedom." And I always thought, if I ever get a tattoo, that's what I would like to get: boundless, terrifying freedom, because that was that. Oh God, okay, my heart is pounding. I felt winded in that moment hearing those words, and just every inch of my core was just saying, that's what we want. That's what we want. We want the boundless, terrifying freedom, even though the rest of all the layers that I built up were saying, no, 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 stay in line, do like you're gonna upset people. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna be hurt. You're gonna make people hate you. You're gonna be punished. And I was all of those things, and that happened. But yeah, absolutely could not deny that longing, that yearning for a boundless, terrifying freedom, and that sounds like what his something like what he's talking about here.
Safe and sound, we fear it all. Fear, fear,
Was that Harvey? Who is that?
fear of the disapproving minds, fear of the things we leave behind. Too scared to rise out of fear that will fall, 'cause we
Oh my God, what did that say? Okay.
fear of the disapproving minds, fear of the things we
Things we
leave
leave behind,
behind. Too
too
scared to
scared to
rise out
rise
of
out of
fear
fear
that will
that we've
fall, 'cause
harbored.
we fear rejection, we
Oh my
fear
God. Jeez, rising out of the ashes like a phoenix.
minds, fear of the things we leave behind. Too scared to rise out of fear that will fall, 'cause we fear rejection, we fear depression, we fear regret and mistakes, and forget it's okay to be reckless. Life is intense, and though we fear failure,
It's okay to be reckless?
too scared to rise out of fear that will fall, 'cause we fear rejection, we fear depression, we fear regret and mistakes, and forget it's okay to be reckless.
Forget it's okay to
Life
be
is intense,
reckless.
and though we fear failure, easy ways never made a good sailor. Wanna fly but I won't leave the floor, wanna go but won't open the door. What
Wait. Easy ways never made a good tailor. It's true. I mean, my stitching won't hold clothes together, but you look at some of the stitching on. Want to fly, but I won't leave the floor. Want to go, but won't open the door. What am I waiting for? That's it. That's it. He has to come to this point of conflict before he realizes what exactly it is that's holding him back. Because until he experiences that wanting to go but being compelled to stay, you can't. And speaking from my own perspective, from what I just talked about as a cult survivor, you can't fathom the power of what is keeping you there until you need to leave. And only when you need to leave but can't, you actually get like a full appreciation for the power of those beliefs and those fears and that terror that holds you immobile back where you belong, back safe, back in your comfort zone. The amount of times that I've thought, and even like I've said to my partner and to my friends, I kind of miss being a drone. Like, I kind of miss not having to think for myself and not having to make my own decisions and not having this freedom. I miss being restricted because then at least it wasn't my responsibility. And all I had to do was just, follow the binaries that were handed to me. And I do miss that. I don't want to go back, but I do miss the simplicity and the safety of restriction.
fly but I won't leave the floor, wanna go but won't open the door. What am I waiting for?
Wait a minute. There's something about that. What am I waiting for? That jump. Something about that jump. I don't know. Musicians explain it to me. That jump. What am I waiting for? There's something about that.
What am I waiting for?
Oh my God, that heart. It's giving me anxiety just listening
Now
to it.
I know.
Ooh, key change. Hello. What did he say last time? Everything gets more exciting when you move it when you bring the key up. Everything gets more exciting. The sound feels more enticing. Feels like it's rising. That's what's happening. He set us up for this, son of a bitch.
Now I know, now I'm sure that this future's not for me. But I know this, I can't stand around and let life pass by me. I am young, now's the time. I can't stay and wait and see. Need to change my life.
There's something messy about this.
I am young, now's the time. I can't stay and wait and see.
There's something about that. It's not that clinical precision, bleh, clinical precision that is had in other parts of this song and in prologue. I presume that's intentional. I presume that's like showing that permission to be reckless, the permission to be messy, the permission to kind of just try things without having the answer right there in the template so that you can't ever fuck up, you know? It's it sounds like it's and I really love it. I love the sound of that sliding between notes because unless it's been there the whole time and I just haven't been noticing, I might just be looking for things that uh, that fit with my belief about it. That you know, I'm certainly still prone to confirmation bias. Um, but it seems to me that that sliding between notes is just him trying something that he's not sure of, but giving himself permission to try anyway, because he knows that the trying is what he wants. It's not exactly about each thing being right and making the right decisions, but that the right decision is the trying. The right decision is the letting go of that demand to have the template laid out just to fill in.
Need to change my life. Need to change my life.
That's beautiful. Yeah, no, we didn't get runs like this before.
Need to change my life. Need to change my life.
For me, change my life for me, because he's so used to changing his life for the others around him, for the future that he was taught, he was destined for. Um, Changing his life to make sense, to make the right decision, the safe decision, the correct decision, the hardworking decision, you know. But this time, it's changing his life for him.
Need to change my life. Need to change my life for me.
For me,
My heart says go.
okay. Oh, that told ya.
My
Fucking
heart
told ya. I fucking
says
told ya.
go.
Fucking told you that piano melody. Nee, dee, 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 dee. And I yeah, it's right there in the it's right there in the cover. It's right there in the cover. Look, those notes. Na, 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 a new musical. There it is. It's right there. Fucking knew it.
My heart says go.
Oh,
My heart says go. My heart says go. I'm out.
what an odd way to end the I Want song. I'm out. It's never heard something like that before. I mean, like, The Wizard and I put that, up against it in comparison and can't imagine Adina or Cynthia going, oh no, actually, you know what? You know what? I can't imagine it from Adina. Can definitely imagine it from Cynthia. I'm out. I think as proficient and technically brilliant as Cynthia Erivo is. I think I've got the surname right. Erivo, Cynthia. As brilliant as she is, she does embrace the grit, and I think that's what's going on here. What happened there? There was something that happened. That falsetto. That falsetto. Haven't seen that. And also, what is it? Okay, that repetition of my heart, my heart, my heart. When you contrast that with everything that he's talking about, that is rapping about in prologue, with here's what I've been told, here's what I've been shown, here's what we're told, here's you have to learn to uh live without rest, you have to deal with the stress, you have to get up, go do the thing. And his father said it's a long term, that this job's a long term provider, that it's that questioning point, and but it hasn't quite brought him to you know, it skips that part where he consults himself heavily. He says, "But I wanted to be a songwriter." But like, what is it that's telling him that he wants to be a songwriter? We have the answer here, and just over and over repeated, "My heart, my heart, my heart." God, that's really something. Right?
I'm out.
It kind of gives what else can I do from Encanto? Um, hey, here's this thing that I didn't plan on. Here's this thing that I didn't know was what I wanted and what I was forming in my mind. I didn't count on this. This is the first thing that I've let out unintentionally, and I love it. And it's worth something. It's worth something. It carries with it a value that I wouldn't be able to put into a perfectly worded essay, or you know surgical precision, um, or a 4.0 grade point average, which I think in Australia we have a 7-point grade system. So a GPA of 7 is perfect. Well, not perfect scores, but the highest grouping of scores that you can get across the board. But no, my heart, my heart, my heart, I'm out. So yeah, I'm adoring this, and I wasn't ready for the parallels between his paradigm shift when it came to his future, his career, his objectives in life. I wasn't ready for the parallels between that and my own experience in being raised in a cult and finally leaving it when I was over 30. Um, so fun times. This is hitting on meanings that I wasn't ready for, but I'm here for it. And next time somebody doesn't show up to their appointment, I will. Oh, God. Can we skip that one? Uh, the next song's called Father versus Son. I'm sure I'll have some feelings about that.